welcome back to another video. This is going to be a slightly different video today. I'm actually going to be testing this wall mending paint filler by Rmolitty. I got this on Amazon. I think it was about £7, something like that. I'll be fixing a couple of cracks in the bathroom wall. That's probably why you can hear the echoes from the actual bathroom. I am actually doing a bathroom refurb at the moment, doing some tiling, etc. I removed a lot of the old tiles and found a few cracks in the wall which I want to try and fix with this stuff. It's had some pretty good reviews on actual Amazon itself, so hopefully it should be quite good. In the box you get a little spreader. Might be okay, seems alright, nice and flexible. A couple of little sachets. Oh, actually I think these are actual gloves, which I won't be using because I'll be using my nitro ones. A couple of patches for fixing holes. One of these might be quite handy for a hole in the wall I've got to sort out. So it's like an aluminium with a mesh. I think that's an adhesive. Yeah, it's like an adhesive backing on it. That peels off. That should be quite good. And a couple of sanding discs. What's the grit on that? 1000 grit? Seems quite fine, but I've got other sanding papers if this is too fine. So let's have a look at the instructions. Crikey, it's a bit small. I'll have to put my glasses on. So it says, function, new upgrade wall mending agent for repairing your wall. You can fix the crack, wall damage, cover graffiti and stain. Oh, that's quite interesting. Filling the drill hole. Right, okay. How to use. Step 1, remove the wall peeling, falling off or powder, falling clearly. Basically remove any loose bits, I think. Squeeze the wall mending agent to the wall surface, which should be repair. So it's obviously Chinese to English translation, which makes it sound a little bit strange, but pretty straightforward, I think. Use the scraper scrap. Use the scraper, scrap it repeatedly until the wall surface smooth. Right. After 4 hours, that's quite a longish drying time. Theoretical value depending on the weather effect, so depending if it's damp or cold, takes around 4 hours. You can use the sandpaper to smooth the wall surface. Then finish the work. Oh, okay. Right. Then there's also a warning, please do not let children touch, so as not to confuse with food. I don't know what sort of food would come in a pot like that, but you never know. Keep it out of reach of children, which is just common sense. Avoid contact with skin, eyes or clothing. In case of contact with eyes, rinse thoroughly with water. Right, okay. So open it up and have a look. It's Brill cream. People probably don't even know what Brill cream is nowadays. Is it still going, Brill cream? Let's get a knife. Let's see what we got. It's easier. Here's Brill cream. Have a sniff. Smells quite bland, no actual chemical smell, so I think it is actual water-based product. Try and get some in there. Don't waste any. Right, let's go and have a look at the actual crack on the wall. Right, so you can actually see here the actual crack in the plaster. It's quite an extensive crack, maybe a little bit of movement, settlement movement in the house. And it is a really old house, this. It's probably, well, this extension was built in the 60s, but the main house was built in something like 1750, so it is really, really old. So it's probably a bit of a settlement crack. As I've taken the tiles off, I noticed this quite extensive crack. I'm actually going to go through and just clean it up a little bit, clean the edges up, open them up slightly in the plaster, just with the edge of this metal scraper, just to actually widen it very slightly so we can get the filler in there and hopefully get a nice repair and bond. That's a little bit of the old stuff there, so I'll clean all this off as well. Quite a tasty crack there as well. Looks like something was drilled in there. A couple of roll plugs. I hate it when people leave roll plugs in, so I may try and get them out. Oh, they just pushed in. Just push them back in then. And I'll fill over the top of those. There's a couple of roll plugs here I want to get rid of. The ones with the screws in, these are just temporary screws. I need to keep those because that's the holes for the shower, etc. The shower door. So I'll be keeping those in there. So I've just left those in to remind me. One thing I'm going to try first is just put a patch there, I think. Like a little bit in those two there, because they're quite close to the repair. Seems nice and thin. I'm using my metal scraper, not the one in the kit, but I'll give the one in the kit a try as well in a minute. I think these are mostly for plasterboard, but should work on here. I put a little bit of packing in there first as well, because it was basically just a big, I think it was an old water feed, which they'd never repaired. They just left it open, and that was behind the actual back of the actual shower unit. What goes on there now? That seems to stick quite nice. I'm going to go in there, repair that bit, maybe. Okay. Only thing with this spreader, you can't get it in the pot. So, yeah, really nice and smooth. Yeah, probably be better this stuff on plasterboard rather than normal plaster. I know I'm tiling over this, but I just wanted to make it all secure anyway underneath. You know, secure substrate for the tiles to go on. Yeah, spreads really nice. Really nice, smooth, just like a nice finishing filler really. Maybe I'm putting a little bit too much in there. This hole might be a little bit big for it, but we'll see. See how it dries. Probably this afternoon. Got the heating on in here as well, which is better than being out in the cold. It's a bit runny. As it goes on, you do actually take it out again. This spreader is pretty useless, to be honest. Yeah, it could be okay. Maybe have to build it up in layers as normal. But I should hopefully secure that. Like a bit more in there. Okay, what I'll do now is have a look at this main crack on the main wall here. Has a pretty much zero smell. So hopefully it is got a little bit of flex to it when it dries. In case it does actually move again, this wall, but hopefully it won't now. Let's I think it must have settled now over the years. Amazing what you find under tiles and things when you start doing a bathroom refurb. A little bit of a hollow there, see if that fills up, seems to. It goes on quite nice. I say it's useless, this spreader, it's just you can't actually get it in the pot, but it goes on the actual wall okay. Does its job. Maybe an old credit card or a metal paint scraper would be better. Okay, I'll continue this filling and then I'll show you the result and then we'll leave it to dry. Right, that's all the actual cracks filled. Went on quite nice, actually quite nice and smooth. I did give up on that spatula at the end because you can't actually get in to the bottom, and I've used pretty much the whole pot. So it doesn't go as far as you think. With it being quite thin, I think you have to build it up in layers. You do use quite a bit of material, but yeah, it seems okay. It seems to be drying already, so I'm going to give it about 3 hours or so to dry fully. Then we'll give it a bit of a sand just to key it up. Basically, I'm not going to go for a smooth finish in here because, like I said before, we'll be tiling over all this, so it's a bit pointless actually getting all the plaster smooth. But if you were doing a proper repair for paint, you're probably going to need a couple of coats, and maybe order 2 tubs, because I can feel that's actually sunk back, that actual crack there. So as it dries, it actually must tighten up and pull in like any other filler does. But as it's drying as well, it is giving off quite strong fumes, so have your window open as well and get plenty of airflow, or wear a mask if you're in an enclosed area. It's quite a strong smell, quite a solvent smell. But yeah, so I'm going to leave this again, like I said, for a couple of hours, and then we'll give it a sand and see how it looks. Okay, so it's been probably about 3 hours now, and it's dried quite smooth. This is just one of these sanding discs you get with the actual kit. And it sands down really nice. The only problem I've had, as you can't actually see, we can feel it, is a lot of shrinkage, especially on the bigger cracks. These probably shrunk by 50%, so they really sank into the actual crack, which is good I suppose, but then you're going to have to do another coat, and as soon as I ran out, I decided to just go over the top with a little bit of old Ron seal I've got. Yeah, it's 3 times the price, but hopefully it won't shrink back like the other stuff has. And on the patch here, you can see where, again, it needs another coat. So there's quite a lot of shrinkage. So yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so in conclusion, not bad really. Probably be ideal for small little plasterboard holes like this. You could probably just use 1 tub. Like I said, it wasn't that expensive, and fix a little hole, little patches. But for things like the bigger cracks like this, something like a Ron seal or an Evo stick, higher quality make would be better, and then you're not going to get as much shrinkage then, and you're going to get a solid repair. So I hope you've liked this slightly different video. If you have, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.